Within the past few hours, the man who took over the Central African Republic in a coup last March has quit. Michel Djotodia had come under increasing pressure from the international community to stand down. The country had descended into violence since then, and days of fighting in the capital, Bangui, left more than 1,000 dead. The announcement was made at a conference in Chad where leaders are meeting to find a solution to the crisis. Let's speak to Al Jazeera's Barnaby Phillips now, who's on the line from Bangui. Barnaby, what's been the reaction to news of Djotodia's resignation?
Well, in many parts of the capital, the streets are quiet. I think that's because people are frightened and apprehensive. We have seen some crowds of Christians celebrating, a few hundred in some places. We've also heard sporadic gunfire throughout the afternoon. My hunch is that that is celebratory gunfire and not something more sinister, but it's difficult to say. A short time ago, I saw several truckloads of Muslims, they may have been Chadian nationals, it wasn't clear, being evacuated from a neighborhood and taken in the direction of Bangui airport. And as they left, crowds of Christians were by the side of the road jeering and cheering.
As you say, Barnaby, a lot of apprehension now. Of course, the question is whether this resignation will help end the crisis in Central African Republic, because, as you say, there's still a lot of tension between Muslims and Christians.
Yes, there is the risk of a really terrible cycle of sectarian revenge setting in this country if something is not done very, very quickly. I think there was a consensus by the regional powers and certainly by the French that President Djotodia was part of the problem. He was presiding over an utterly dysfunctional government and a country that was sliding into anarchy. And so you might say, to that extent, it's good that he's gone. But the hanging question then is who on earth replaces him? There's no obvious figure who can unite the Central African Republic at the moment, and there is a very alarming power vacuum. Of course, there are French troops here, and I should say I'm driving past French tanks right at the moment as I speak to you. There are African troops here, but add them together and you come up with less than 6,000, or maybe just about 6,000 men. The drop in the ocean, given the size of the Central African Republic and given the large area in recent weeks that has been affected by sectarian killings, not just here in the capital, Bangui, but in other parts of the country as well.